what is the limit for a very high quality spirit to be used in a cocktail until you can't taste that out anymore actually? So let's say I love to, in your old bar, I always used to order the Cuba Libre. People say, oh, that's super easy to make, but I didn't come across many places where that actually did taste as good as at your place. And I always ordered it with the Havana Club 3-year-old. Now, I know some people have told me, no, you should order this with the Havana Club 8-year-old. And then others went up and up and up. Is there a limit?
Well, it's an interesting question. I come across a lot of aficionados, so to say, and rum is still okay. But when you touch whiskey, there's like people who say, "Don't mix my whiskey." So even a drop of water would be too much. Whereas
blasphemy.
Sorry,
almost blasphemy. Yeah,
for them it is. For them it is.
Yeah,
and that's. I've seen a lot of change there in the past 20 years. Now more and more people say, okay, it's good to mix. And this is also what I think, to answer your question, I can use that whiskey example. If you do it properly, then you enhance the character of that spirit. So if you have a beautiful, let's take an Islay, which is a very smoky whiskey, 16-year, beautiful Islay 16. And you know how to pay homage to the character of the Lagavulin 16 and really enhance the flavors, maybe pair or match them in a beautiful way, then that's a perfect cocktail. And the same goes for that Cuba Libre. If you take a Havana 3 with a bit more nutty character, small vanilla notes, and you add a Coke to that, it's a great combination. Yet if you take a rum agricole, which is often not aged and it is from pure juice, which has more apple, grassy notes, and you mix a Coke, you get a completely different drink, and you need to change the balance. So if you would have ordered let's say a Havana 7, if you would have ordered that, I might have changed the balance with the Coke and the lime. So is there a limit? No, but it takes somebody that's with experience or educated as a bartender. Or people like to talk about mixologists, which is very difficult with you sort of insult scientists if you say that. People try to put science into bartending, which in my opinion is very, very difficult. But a good bartender or mixologist knows how to use the proper amount of Coke and balances it out according to your choice of rum, and might also say, yeah, okay, this is a rum agricole that's so grassy, you might not want to mix this with Coke, but what about taking a dark and stormy with ginger beer? That's a better combination.
Oh, wow. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's so from the consumer end, because I really I wouldn't know how to mix any of these things just because I lack the training. It makes a lot of sense that you say, well, excuse me, if you have the higher level drink, of course the flavors are different. And then if you want to, it should be accentuating those flavors, right? Finding the right accents. And so of course, if you were to stick to exactly the same, let's say, I don't know how much milliliters of Coke goes in a normal Cuba Libre, but let's say it's 40 milliliters and normally the alcohol is 20, that you then expect just by changing the alcohol, but not the entire let's say composition, the recipe, just a better experience. Like, okay, so that's not how it works. You really have to know these details about these drinks to then mix them together in a way. But that means also you need to trust the bartender a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, exactly. And this is also, in my opinion, where well-trained bartenders separate themselves from untrained bartenders. I always say you don't put a Ferrari engine into a Fiat Punto because the Fiat Punto will explode. The Fiat Punto needs a different engine, and the same goes for cocktail. You can't just, take ingredients and mix them out. So let's take a mojito, which is a very popular drink. I make almost every mojito different for each sort of rum, so you can adjust that.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This has been
You're
on
welcome.
my mind for years, and it actually has led to many, many discussions amongst
yeah?
friends. I mean, you know how it goes. Everyone has an opinion
of course,
about this.
of course.
But I mean, if in the end, if one person let's say you are at a higher end cocktail bar, and one person at the table orders a Cuba Libre with 8-year-old rum, somebody orders it with 3-year-old rum, they would say, oh, look, this tastes better. And because they have no idea what the bartender did, they would just all blame it on the rum. Right?
Probably,
So,
and often it's also, I think it's also, this goes further, obviously. I think if you chose that older aged rum in your mind, because you know, bartending, especially flavors, it's very suggestive. It's all about the experience. And if you think that 8-year-old rum will be better, then probably that 8-year rum will be better. But it's also probably because that 8-year rum has more because of the longer aging, more chocolate, more vanilla notes that you might like, whereas a 3-year-old might be more nutty, which, you know, brings out different flavor in your Coke as well. So that's
right.
Yeah, there is for me as a bartender, it was always, you know, I made what the guest wanted.
Right.
But the moment they started ordering very expensive whiskey and added Red Bull, you know, I frowned.
Yeah.
But as a bar owner, it made me money.
Sure.
But if it comes to Red Bull, then if there's so much sugar in a product and such strong flavors, those details sort of go away. So if, like, the same goes for orange juice. Orange juice is the acidity, but the sweetness of orange juice, you know, the nuances become smaller and smaller.
Yeah. I think when it comes to sugar, I hear often, it's it amplifies amplifies the Then I often think, but there must be a limit, because otherwise you would just eat sugar, right?
No,
but that's not how it works. And
there's an absolute
like an
limit to
amplifier, I guess. It just goes up, and at some point the speakers will be clipping.
Yeah.
And then you don't get anything.
No, there's also in a sense, it's also with Coke, rum and Coke. If you just add a shitload, pardon my French.
This is an explicit podcast, by the way. I should have told you in the beginning. You don't have to watch your language here.
Okay. But if you just add a lot of Coke, you'll be drinking Coke.
Yeah.
Which is okay, but that's not where you go. Why you go to a bar?
Yeah.
No.